G'day, it's Mark from Bowen's Garage, and today I'm going to talk to you about a very clever product. It's called the EcoFlow Delta Max Portable Power Station.
Bowen's Garage.
As you know, with our trip roaming Oz with the Bowens, power is so important. This beast has been a real saviour. It can charge from 0 to 80% in just under 1 hour via mains power if you have access to it. It can also be charged via solar panels. It has multiple charging options, which makes it a really flexible product instead of something like a traditional petrol or even diesel generator. Now, the makers of this product suggest you can use it at home as backup power, and there's no doubt in my mind you could. It can power multiple devices at once, iPads, iPhones. It can recharge cameras. It's very flexible in what it's capable of doing, but we've been using it in the great outdoors. The most important time of the day for me is in the morning, coffee time. Now, my wife Gillian is a bit of a coffee snob, let's face it. So as you can see here, we're using a fairly elaborate coffee frother, simply running off the EcoFlow Delta Max out in the wild at Willandra National Park. Any good coffee needs boiling water, kettle plugged in, no problems whatsoever, even our 2-slice toaster. What makes it smart is its app connectivity, so you can monitor the energy use. This can run up to 3,000 watts on what they call X boost. It's a function I've used once or twice. You're not going to get a whole load of power out of it if you decide to run it that high. Maybe an hour or so if you choose to run, say, a really powerful fridge or even a smaller type air conditioner. So as you can see, this can run multiple USB chargers, be it USB-A, USB-C, fast chargers. Now, if you're super keen to have extra power, you can also run a separate Delta Max parallel to this via these two ports. That'll give you a massive 6 kilowatt hour system. It'll also cost you big coin. In terms of getting the juice back into it, you can use up to 2,000 watts via a 10 amp plug at home. It also has up to 800 watts of solar input capability, which is a fair whack. In terms of the battery chemistry, it's pretty much the industry standard these days. It's what's called a NCM battery. So that's lithium, nickel, cobalt, and manganese. Some pros: multiple ways to charge it and multiple ways to get power out of it for all of your devices. It's also got a good shelf life. If you charge this up to 100%, it'll still be at 100% after 1 year if it's just sitting on the shelf in storage. Some cons, well, the price. It ranges anywhere from $3,500 to over $4,000. There's good sales online, so do your research before you try and pick one up. And speaking of picking one up, they're heavy, 22 kilos. So that's a lot of heft to lug around, but mind you, so is a petrol generator. And I think if you're using it in this sort of situation, you really need the added solar panel functionality, which is an option, and they're not cheap either. So at this price point, plus the extra cost of solar panels, I'm just not sure yet. We've found it to be very useful so far, as long as we can access mains power at some point. It's good for maybe 3 days max to do our little coffee toast routine in the morning. But overall, it's an impressive product. I guess we'll learn more about it over the next 6 months or so. I don't really use the app connectivity at all. It's got a great LCD screen on the front, which gives you all the detail you need to know anyway. But if you can jag a powered camping spot like we have now, well, we know that over the next couple of days, that we can just go on the cheap and go to unpowered sites. I'm Chris Barr from Bowen's Garage, and this is the EcoFlow Delta Max.
This has been another production from the one and only Bowen's Garage, right across Australia.